If you want to learn to design an app by following this latest UI design trends called unconventional and chaotic layout, then keep watching because in this video we are going to design it step by step. Let's dive straight in. Unconventional and chaotic layout is all about breaking the rules and getting creative with layouts. Instead of the usual neat and orderly designs, designers are now experimenting with unconventional and chaotic arrangements. This approach is not just about being different, it's about sparking creativity and grabbing users' attention in fresh, exciting ways. By stepping away from traditional norms, these bold designs make websites and apps stand out and offer users a unique experience. Alright, we are in Figma. First we will create a frame. I will choose this one. Then for aligning the content with the boundaries, we will create the grid layout. Columns, we will keep the margin 20 pixels, count 1, and I will change the color of it to blue. I will change the color of the frame to pure black. So here I will just paste the status bar that I copied to the clipboard. It is for that we align our content below it. Now before anything, I will just find and place here the image of the designer. You can use any image from these plugins, but I have downloaded an image. I will just copy and paste it here by pressing Ctrl C and Ctrl V. I will align it here. Alright, now we will select the text tool and we'll write I am. We'll change the font to DX regular, medium expanded, and 35 pixels. I will align it near the boundary. Here we will write the name of this person. Let's say Braden. Black expanded and 70 pixels. Similarly, we will write here below UX UI designer. Let's adjust the spacing of these texts like this. Now here in the bottom, we will make a button. So I will select the rectangle tool and will draw a rectangle the full width of the grid. The height should be 70 pixels. I will make it fully rounded. Stroke, unfill 2 pixels, and I will make it white. Now here we will make a small arrow button inside this. So I will make a small circle here and will place it here. Now we need to change the color of it. I will open the local colors tab that I have already added to the project, this creamy green. Now let me add an arrow icon. So I will open a plugin called Feather Icons and will search for an arrow icon. This one is fine. I will place it inside the circle. I will remove this roundness to keep it consistent. I think the arrow size needs to increase a bit. Fine. Now we will put some text inside the button. Slide to see my work. Font size should be 22 pixels. I will place it in the middle. Perfect. Okay, now in the middle right, we will add some social media links if someone wants to connect through social media. So stroke, unfill, and 2 pixels should be the stroke size and white. Now we will open a plugin called Iconify. We will search for Facebook icon first. Then we will search for the LinkedIn icon, this one. Then for the Behance icon, this one. Now we will place the Facebook icon inside the circle and white. I will group it and create a copy by dragging and holding the Shift and Alt key, then Ctrl D. Similarly, we will place these other two icons. Now let's turn off the grid to see it clearly. That's beautiful. Okay, let's move to the next screen. I will delete these elements because here we will show his projects. I will make it white and this status bar will be blank. So if the users slide this button, they will move to the screen where they can see his work. So first of all, we will write project text, dxrgraph, black expanded, and 30 pixels. Now here on the right side, we will make a hamburger menu. We'll select the line tool and we'll draw a small one like this. Then I will create a copy. This one will be a bit longer. The stroke size should be 3 pixels. Group it together and will align with this text. I think there should be a little more space. Great. Now here we will place some project shots. So I have some images of recent projects that we are going to display there. I will copy and paste it here. First, I will display one of them for the mockup. So I will create a rectangle that will be exactly the size of this image. We will change the color of it to that blue and we'll send it to backward by pressing Shift Control left square bracket. Then I will apply 2 pixels of stroke to this image. I will rotate these things like this. So in this UI trend, we are not going to care about the perfect positions of the elements. We are making things in kind of disordered sequences. Now here we will write the project name, uppercase, 20 pixels, and I will break it here. Here we will write a short description of the project that I have already copied to the clipboard. I'll just paste it. Perfect. Now here on the right, we will create a button for the user if they want to see the project in detail. So we will select the rectangle tool and we'll draw a rectangle with the height of 200 pixels and the width of 70 pixels. It will be fully rounded and will apply a stroke. We will fill it with white color. Here we will add another circle where we will put an arrow inside. Should be in the same size of this rectangle. I will apply this green color. Now we'll place the arrow. I will just drag that one by dragging and pressing the Alt key. I will rotate it like this and align it in the middle. Inside the button, I will write View Project, title case, bold expanded, rotate it to fit it inside. I think medium is fine. So let me adjust the positions. Okay, perfect. Now we will make 2 icons placeholder here in the bottom and 1 CTA. Stroke 2 pixels will be 20 pixels away from the bottom border, and we will create another copy for the second icon. Now let me search for icons. We will search for the filter if someone wants to see more specific projects. You can choose any of the icons here. Then I will search for the heart icon. I will choose this one. Now let me place these icons inside those placeholders. Alright, here we need a CTA button. So I will just copy this one and will rotate it. This time should be filled with black. Inside we will put some text which will be hire me, white and 25 pixels. Similarly, we will place that arrow here to white. Let me adjust the positions. We will group these elements and we'll make them align equally by this option. Great. Okay, in this empty space we will make stripes like thing that will move in prototype, but I will make the video faster here because it is not that tricky thing to save your time. We will just make a long rectangle and will write some random text over it. Alright, it's looking beautiful. So our design is ready. Now we will bring life into it. We will animate every element. So we will keep this design as a reference. We will create another copy where we will prototype. So first we will animate this welcome screen. We will group all these elements by pressing Ctrl G and will rename it as slide button. Now we will create another copy of this frame. Then we will make some changes in the button in this frame. So when we slide this arrow button, it will take us to the next screen. Similarly, we will bring it back and we'll reduce the opacity to 0. Also this one. Now let's open the prototype tab and we will connect this button to this frame. On drag, smart animate, and 500 ms. Let me check it in the preview. The slide button is working fine. Let me adjust the position of these buttons. It will be about 20 pixels away from the bottom so that it will be perfect fit in the mockup. Now let's move to the home screen where we will make a slider of the projects and will animate these stripes. So we have these two shots that we will animate in the slider. Let me make both the shots similar. Then we will group it together and these both two will rename it as slider. Now we will create a frame for it like this. We will drag this slider to the frame. Please follow me carefully. So we will make this frame component. In the properties, we will select variant and auto layout to the left. Now we will make this shot in the slider like this. But to see the live preview, we will delete these images and will place the component here and will align in the exact area. So when we make any change here, it will apply there. Let me rotate it like that. Now we will drag the text here in the component, we will delete that one. So you can see the preview there. Now we'll create another frame by pressing this plus icon. I think we have to increase the spacing between these frames. 100 is fine. Okay, so this should be the ending frame and this one will be the starting. So here we will drag these things outside the frame, but we'll make it a little randomized. And also the spacing. Similarly, this text. This is because for the best animations. Then we'll reduce the opacity to 0. So open the prototype tab and we will connect this frame to the next. After delay 1 ms, 1500 ms and gentle. Now we will check it, but before that we will connect this screen to the home screen. After delay, dissolve and 500 ms. Now we will check it in the preview. Great, just need to increase the time of those cards. So 1500. Now for the next shot in the slider, we will create another frame. We'll slide left to the frame. Now we will just randomize this one to like that first one. Similarly, we will change the text here to Job Finder App Design and we'll paste the paragraph. Now we'll connect this slider to this frame. On drag, Smart Animate, Gentle and 1500 ms. Similarly, we will connect this slider to this frame. On drag, and everything will be the same. Now we will check it in the preview. It's animating fine, but needs to randomize these cards in both the sliders to make it more smoother. Let me find it in the groups and we'll make it random like this. Let's check it again. That's beautiful and smoother, but that shot is not aligned perfectly and need to animate those texts. So we will align the image like this, and then we will drag and create a copy of that text also, and we'll reduce the opacity to 0. Okay, in the last we will try to animate these two stripes on the screen. So we will drag it here outside the frame because we are going to make another frame for it. It will be in the same size as the frame, 430 pixels. Now we'll drag these stripes to the frame and we will change the positions. So this frame will be the starting point. So we'll make these stripes from one end like this. Now we will make the frame component. Then the property will be variant and auto layout right. So we will create another frame by clicking this plus icon. also need some spacing. So in this frame, we will change the position of these stripes to another end, but we will make a rectangle to check their position. That will need to be in the same position like this, so it will not shift the position. Similarly, this one. Now we will connect these frames. After delay 1 ms, smart animate, linear, and 10,000 ms, which is the highest value. Now we will just place the component there instead of that. We will bring it backwards, but we will need to make the opacity of it to 0, so it will be transparent there. Let me adjust the position. So finally we will check the home screen again. So you can see everything is moving and animating perfectly. So that was the video about portfolio app design, where we have followed the latest UI design trends, unconventional and chaotic layout. If you like the video, please let me know in the comment section and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. Stick around.